All we have to do is to expand our food storages. Because the food storages, as I said, are main key power of showing our power. If we have enough food storages, we're able to do whatever it takes. We can even stay more dangerous wars and overcome the biggest obstacles. As you can see, my trap jaw ants are now generated, which means we're so now confident about the biggest threats. Not only that, I kept generating more soldier ants in order to stay strong. Also, I added 2 more trap ants in order to build everything. I directed my ants a little bit backer and they found new food in the backside. And they suddenly started to collecting the food, which is so usual. While ants are collecting the food, the scientists are planning what to do next. And I'm absolutely pretty sure that scientists will start flirting with us. I got prepared. Dangerous brutes and fighters will be in a second group, which means we're now a little bit stronger. After when I saw the real big problem is on the way, I also directed the new army brood to fight. When my army answer arrived, winning this obstacle became so much easier. Then I decided to even make these soldier brutes more. And then I directed the worker ants, also army ants, to collect the food. Once I noticed that the biggest threat is arriving to my nest, I immediately directed my army soldiers to fight out with these obstacles. This was a crucial fight for us. Whatever the scientists are planning, if we will make a great plan, we can survive out of there. One thing that I love about this game is now we have a 488 food storage in our food space, which means now we're able to survive this fight. As you can see, the majority of threats are dead, and now we will only have to keep our food storages full with the food. Also, keep expanding our army, because the next obstacles are gonna be so stronger and better than previous one. While ants are fighting, I noticed that I have uncollected food here. But not only that, I started thinking whether it is time for us to die. Because the threats that scientists are keeping throwing to our way are very strong. I immediately set it to free all my ants in order to fight freely with this new brood that was sent by scientists. What happens now is scientists controls everything. And now the scientists decided that my soldier ants, also the new ants, should be generated with no food, which has saved my life.
The colony seems to have made significant progress.
As you can see, we just did a great progress that scientists are talking about, but it's not all. We should generate more soldiers, which we actually did. Suddenly, I decided to collect the uncollected food and go back again. Because I'm sure that the second wave scientists are going to send is going to be more dangerous.
Be more aggressive. Our raptors will need to put up a...
We'll try to survive as much as is possible. And our goal is to stay as long as it's possible. Let's see what happens. I decided sooner to expand our food storages so that we will have enough food in our food storages. And also, this will represent our power. Not only that, I also decided to add more ants to our team. The ants that are going to be generated are very important ants that cost 90 and has a big and important role to cope with the bigger threats. Now, I directed my ants to collect the new uncollected food that scientists are throwing to us.
A threat to their queen.
Good. Continue the experiment as before, but don't push the colony too hard.
Of course not. That would be...
Fortunately, suddenly first scientist decides to go away from the first one, which means now scientist is going to do whatever it takes. So if we will be able to hold on our army and nest until the girl scientist will come back, we will might survive.
Excellent defense. Now, let's see how they handle the Rufa and the Fusca invaders. We will start with 30 of each.
Suddenly scientists start talking about sending some new obstacle to our way. I decided to generate only 90 cost ants in order to cope with big threats. And then I sent all my ants to fight out with this biggest giant. Then I'm pretty sure we're gonna be winner. Not only that, a second group of ants are going to be directed to collect the food. And now all ants are directed to take a food, because the food is a main untakeable and unbreakable part of our survival. It is fatal and it is vital for us. The fatal part is if we don't have enough food, we can die faster. I decided to expand my territory right now, so that I will be able to generate more army and have a capacity on holding a big amount of army. Let's see what will happen. As you can see, now we have a 927 food that I'm going to use in order to generate 90 cost ants. And let's see what we will get. And now we're going to collect the food that we killed here. It was a big giant spider that was too big for us. While we're collecting a food, new brood is generated. What we're gonna do now is we should definitely direct the 30 worker ants to the tube. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be with no problem. And started getting outside of the nest, right into the tube. After when scientists got what he wanted, I was so suspicious. Before getting into some problem, scientists decided to feed us. And this was a great part, because the food that I'm gonna get can be the last time food. As you can see in the left corner, we completed almost all tasks successfully, which might make the scientists a little bit jealous about us. And now we should keep supplying the tube with the worker ant. What I did is actually I started to sending army first. As you can see, we're keeping supplying the tube with no problem. And the only problem now is a food question, which we almost solved. Once scientists saw that we doing well, we got jealous faster. What I decided to do is to direct worker ants to collect the food. As you can see, my army is doing so well that we can even stay a little bit harder than before. Sooner, I decided to keep pushing ants inside the tube. But the biggest threat was the spiders.
Good work, my little ants. But what's this? 1, 2, 3, 9, 10 wolf spiders. It hardly seems...
It's 10 wolf spiders who are attacking us. And we're absolutely sure that if we will fight with a team, we might be winners. Then I decided to build up more ants.
Raptor.
What's going on here?
Yes, the ants performed...
Scientist girl is arrived, which means
40? I think that's enough.
we can
We don't want to overstress them.
Agreed.
now collect our food with no problem. For now, scientists decided to not touch us. Once I saw that our food storage is filling up so faster, I decided to generate 3 more 90 cost ants, even 2 more. I was so confident that we're gonna be a winner. But what waits us in the future? It's a big question. As you can see, I think we've taken a big break on fighting. This was the biggest break we've ever had. Once I saw nothing is coming out, I decided to keep all workers inside of the nest and send only ants that are necessary to collect the food. Once I got a tremendous amount of food, I decided to generate more strong ants. And then I decided to keep that ant inside and wait for biggest obstacle. This was the greatest break and the biggest one. Now we're waiting until we will get the big troubles.